Okay, linear equation solutions. A solution to a linear equation is an ordered pair. Oh, I gotta get my little finger dinger. You know what I mean. Oh, we'll do blue. Sorry, you can skip this part. Okay, a solution to a linear equation is an ordered pair. So it's an x and a y, where you substitute in x and y, the numbers, into the equation, and find the solution. So you probably remember in, out boxes, processes. These are all things you did in probably 8th grade, maybe 7th grade. So our process is 2x plus 1. We're going to put it in and substitute in -2 for x. So we're going to have 2 times -2 plus 1. So 2 times -2 is -4, plus 1 is -3. So the ordered pair would be -2, -3. Now I'm going to check and make sure I did that right. I did. Okay. We're going to keep doing that same process. So I'm going to have 2 times -1.5, and I have no idea why everything keeps jumping around. 2 times -1.5 is -3, plus 1 is -2. So my ordered pair is -1.5, -2. 2 times -1 plus 1. 2 times -1 is -2, plus 1 is -1. So the ordered pair is -1, -1. Wow, I don't know why this keeps like jumping all around. Okay. 2 times 0 plus 1 is 0, plus 1 is 1. So this is going to be 0, 1. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. So 1 and 3. 2 times 2 plus 1 is 5. So 2 and 5. So there's our ordered pairs that are solutions, some of the solutions for the equation y equals 2x plus 1. So you'll notice on your worksheet it has all this, now compare these ordered pairs, blah, blah, blah. Cross out that and finish writing in this, because that's the question that should be there. I don't know where that other now compare these ordered pairs, I don't know where that came from. So go ahead and rewrite whatever's not on there, which is going to be like this part of it over here. Okay, so are these the only solutions to the equation? The answer, of course, would be no, because there are infinite x's that we could put in. There are infinite x values that we could use to substitute in. Okay, so now we want to know, is this the solution? Again, you have to kind of erase that says, are these the only solutions to the equation? Because still don't know why that's there. Okay, we're going to take y equals 2x plus 1. We're going to substitute in 14 equals 2 times 6.5 plus 1. 2 times 6.5 is 13, right? So 14 equals 13 plus 1. Yes, it is a solution. We justified it by working it out. So if you can substitute in an x and a y value into your equation, then it is a solution. If it doesn't come out equal, it's not a solution. Okay, so all we're doing is substituting in values for x and y. Okay, oops. Okay, so let's take 3x plus y equals -5. Let's put in 3 times -2 plus 1 equals -5. 3 times -2 is -6, plus 1 equals -5. Yes, that is true. We justified our answer right here. So that's showing my work. Okay, number 5, we want to know which one is not a solution. So I'm looking for the one that does not come out equal. If it comes out equal, it's not my answer. Hate that. Okay, 2x minus y equals 12. So let's put in 2 times 3 minus negative 6 equals 12. Minus a negative ends up being plus. So I have 6 plus 6 equals 12. It is a solution, so it's not my answer. Okay, the next one's going to be 2 times 7 minus 2 equals 12. 2 times 7 is 14 minus 2 equals 12. So that one is correct, so it's not my answer. Next, 2 times negative 4 minus negative 18 equals 12. So it's negative 8 plus 18 equals 12. And negative 8 plus 18 is 10. So this one does not come out to be correct. Let's try D just to make sure. 2 times negative 8 minus negative 28 equals 12. 2 times negative 8 is minus 16 plus 28 equals 12. And that does in fact equal 12. So C is the answer because it's not a solution. Okay, we're going to solve the equation given here for the domain that they gave us. So we want x to be negative 3, 0, and 1/2. I'm going to substitute each one of those in and solve for y. I have a couple of options. I can leave it like it is, put in negative 3, so I have 4y equals 4 times negative 3 minus 12. 4y equals negative 12 minus 12. 4y equals negative 24. Y equals negative 6. If I want to do a little work at the beginning and divide everything by 4, so I end up with y equals 4 divided by 4 is 1x. 12 divided by 4 is 3. I can use y equals 1x minus 3, which is a little bit easier than using what I was using before, which is good when you're doing multiple x's, which I'm doing. So y equals minus 3, which is negative 6. So I got the same answer. But when I do y equals 0, or x equals 0, I can do 0 minus 3 equals negative 3. So this one's negative 3. And I can do, always running out of room, y, then let me write right there, y equals 1/2 minus 3 equals negative 2 1/2, 2.5, whatever you end up with. Usually if the x is a fraction, I'm going to leave my y a fraction. So my range is going to be negative 6, negative 3, negative 2 1/2. Okay. That's really bad too. All right. So I can totally just use the equation as it is, but if I simplify my equation solving for y, it makes it easier to substitute in all those x values. Okay, we're using the same equation. We're looking for y if 5y is a solution. So I'm going to use my equation y equals x minus 3. I'm going to substitute in y equals 5 minus 3 equals 2. So 5, 2 is a solution. Okay, notice in this next one they gave us the range, which is negative 7, 7, and 11. So we're actually looking for our x values. So I'm going to do the same thing I did above, except now I want to do my x on the left and everything else on the right. So I'm going to take my 10x minus 5 equals 5y. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. I'm going to divide by 10. And I end up with x equals 1/2 y plus 1/2. So now let's put our y values in. If I have -7, I have x equals 1/2 -7 plus 1/2. So I'm going to end up with -3.5, which is half of 7, plus 1/2, which is going to be -3. Okay, I'm looking at that going, did I do that right? -3.5 plus 1/2 means my half goes away, and so I have -3. All right, I'm sticking to it. All right, then my next one's going to be x equals 1/2 7 plus 1/2. So this one's going to be 3.5 plus 1/2, which is going to be 4. And then my 11 is going to be, I'm going to do it over here, x equals 1/2 11 plus 1/2. So 1/2 of 11 is 5.5, 5.5 plus 1/2 equals 6. So my domain is -3, 4, 6. Okay. Ah. Okay. Washing cars. 215 on supplies. Oh man. $215 on supplies, $15 for car washes. Profit is the money you make minus your supply, how much you spend on supplies. You don't start making money until you've paid off your supplies, so that's where your profit comes in. So we're going to have profit equals 15N minus 215. You have to be able to take away the 215 before you make a profit. So here's my function. Okay, how many cars does Randy need to make in order to make a profit of 130? So I'm going to put 130 equals 15N minus 215. I'm going to add 215 to both sides. Oops, that was bad. I end up with 345 equals 15N. Divide both sides by 15. And I end up with N equals 15. 345 divided by 15 is 23. So my complete sentence is going to be 23 cars washed means, or adds, or totals, or whatever, means $130 profit. Since it asked me for a complete sentence, here's, or statement, here it is. Okay. So we're doing a lot of just solving for y. When you have x and y, we already did when you have two variables, you can always solve for one and the other variable ends up over on the other side of the equation, which should be very easy now that we've been doing this. Okay, so we're looking for y equals 5. Ah, come on now. Okay, y equals, let's try it, there we go. Okay, so y equals 5. So we have 6.5x plus 1.4 times 5 equals 59. 6.5x plus 5 times 1.4 is 7. I'm going to take 7 away from both sides. Oops. I end up with 6.5x equals 52. 9 minus 7. Divide both sides by 6.5. And I end up with 8. It's positive. And I can write my 8 over here. I can write it over on the other side. And there's my 8. And it doesn't like it when I make circles, so I don't make circles. Okay, I think that's the last one. Okay, you now know how to solve linear functions and find solutions. See you tomorrow.